it's Tree Sprite, and today we're back for another episode of Shiny Pokemon Journaling. The first episode, I took you on my journey of recompleting Pokemon Scarlet this time instead of Pokemon Violet. Episode 2 was everything I caught leading up to them releasing Shiny Chien for everybody else to catch. And today's episode is everything I caught leading up to the release of Chien. So we got 2 of the treasures of ruin, and then completing the game again. So yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned it last time. I'm still trying to complete some hunts that have taken me almost a year to finish. So that is for Shiny Poipole in Ultra Sun and Moon, because I'm still trying to evolve one into Naganadel. And then I started a little bit of trying to hunt type Null. And then there's just some other random bits and pieces I was hunting for. Like, I wanted to hunt for the Shiny Monkeys in Generation 6. But I was watching this video about hunting for older Gen 6, Gen 7 Pokemon hunts, like shiny Pokemon hunts that you can do, right? And in the video, it talked about how you can press left, right, and start to restart the game. I'm not going to lie, that was the first time it, clicked in my brain about, the rubber band trick that people go on about. So it's basically wrapping around your rubber bands to where you have the left and right trigger pressed, so that way you can just hit start and just reset over and over again, right? And I was hitting the home button, closing out of the game, and reopening the game, and it was taking me a lot of time to basically find Poipole again, and I went way. So the Keldeo I found or received was met 8-9 at level 50. It's modest and alert to sounds. Every one of these has a ribbon and a cherish ball instead of any other ball. And you can't personally nickname it anything. But I'm okay with not nicknaming everything, to be honest. So you'll see my drawing of Shiny Keldeo, and then later on I realized that I had these pictures from a legendary Pokemon guide, and it had a Keldeo in that guide. So I decided to color over those, and I was very sad that I, forgot about these. So hopefully the next mythical or legendary I catch, I can attach some pictures from that book. And I'd like a locate board journal, like Pokemon magazines and stuff, for this project, because I just think it's a lot of fun to include elements. And then I honestly don't own a tealy color for Keldeo's tail, and it's head armor. I don't own a color like that, unfortunately. So hopefully my modifications of Shiny Keldeo looks like Shiny Keldeo in some way. I realized that in some artwork, Keldeo has these little feathers in its hair, and then sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not sure, why it is that way. Cause you got I guess the normal form doesn't have it, but the Resolute form does. But they have artwork of the ordinary form with the feathers, so I'm a little confused about that. Maybe I'm wrong. But compared to the normal version, I think the teal is a little bit more to be able to, tell the difference between the two. But it's not, a crazy difference. It's just one of those subtle, shiny Pokemon that you can find, or, received from Pokemon Home. So the next few shinies that I've caught were basically random encounters, or while I was hunting for more Herba Mystica from Chien raids, I would hit up the massive outbreaks on the map of things that I still needed for my Pokedex, like my shiny living dex, whatever. So we'll start with Drifblim. I met this Drifblim on August 9th at level 29. I named her Carrie. She's adamant and loves to eat. And once I found shiny Drifblim, I just was thinking about how much more I wanted to hunt for, like, other Halloween-y Pokemon that I don't have in other games, and start, like, making progress on the shiny living dexes on those games. So that's what it made me think of doing, and I really wanted to do that. I don't think shiny Drifloon or Drifblim have bad shinies. I really like them, so I wouldn't change a single thing about them. I really like those. And then I randomly encountered a shiny Heracross while I was trying to get a shiny Fungus. And I think you cannot go wrong with just a bright pink shiny. Maybe I'm biased in that way. So I named this Heracross Hex. It's a girl. We met August 11th at level 50. She's naughty and alert to sounds. And I found that in Scarlet. I really like how she turned out. I caught her in a Great Ball. And then I was going to trying to find a shiny Fungus. But instead, I randomly encountered a shiny Amoonguss. So I named her Agatha. We met on August 11th at level 52. She's sassy and has good endurance. And I ended up catching her in a Dusk Ball. Not marked or anything. I don't really have any problems with the way shiny Amoonguss and Fungus look. I think there's only so much they could have done with the colors on that one. So it's nice that they went for a blue instead of a red. Just kind of like flip the color moment kind of thing. And then I went back to Violet and ended up finding a shiny Dodrio. So I named him Matcha. He's jolly and met at level 64. He is proud of his power, and we met on August 14th. Really like how the way shiny Dodrio looks. And I think I colored it well. I really like how this drawing turned out, because it's not something I normally would pick to draw. Just because in the past I was like, oh, 3 heads are too many to draw. But yeah, I really like how this art turned out. Fun thing with shiny Dodrio is that sometimes it has a black neck, and then sometimes it has, like, the leg color for the neck. So I started coloring it yellow, and then I was like, I'll color it more similar to how it looks in Violet, so that's why it got the black neck. And then I found a shiny female Pyroar in Violet. Her name is Penny. We met August 15th at level 66. She's sassy and loves to eat. I don't have a lot of similar colors to the way the shiny actually looks, but I think I got pretty close by mixing it yellow on top of those browns. I think I got pretty close. I do think they could have made the shiny a little bit better and more obvious than just like a lighter brown. But it's not a bad shiny by any means. It's still pretty in its own way. And then I decided that to hunt more Halloween Pokemon, I'd go to games where I wasn't currently hunting a lot on. And one of those games was my copy of Brilliant Diamond. I barely touched anything on that game. I basically beat it. I was going to hunt for shiny legendaries, and then that's kind of it with it for a little while. I just dropped it that fast. No reason. I don't mind Brilliant Diamond. So I decided to do some radar hunting, and I found shiny Bayonet not that long into hunting these. So my shiny Bayonet is named Bram. He was met on August 16th at level 52. He's relaxed. It's impetuous and silly, and it likes sour food. And I drew a shiny Bayonet for a TikTok art request, but I kind of like how this one turned out a little bit more. I don't know why. I really like how goofy it looks. And I feel like the shiny could be a little bit more obvious, but that's just me. And then the next two radar hunts I did was for Ghastly and Haunter, and then I was going to do Gengar, but then I accidentally broke the chain. And one of the things about these games is it becomes easier to do radar hunts when you have a shiny charm, and I've not found everything in that game yet for my shiny charm. So I've come to the conclusion that if I want to do more hunting in Brilliant Diamond, I should probably get the shiny charm in order to do that. Because I was spending a lot of time just like resetting the hunt in order to find it, because you get the chain to a certain level and then you reset it over and over again. I was doing the resets over and over again. So my shiny Ghastly, his name is Chucky. We met on August 17th at level 16. He's careful, he's somewhat vain, and it likes bitter food. Now for shiny Haunter, his name is Cullen. We also met on August 17th at level 16. Serious, it's somewhat vain, and it happily eats anything. So I ended up getting a luxury ball for those two, and I really like how that looks for shiny Ghastly and shiny Haunter. Sad we don't have the complete set yet, but maybe next time. I do think the shinies for Ghastly and Haunter and Gengar could look a little bit better. I wonder if they'd look better if instead of a purple they went for like a light blue, similar to Haunter's tongue, because that's literally the only way you can tell Haunter is shiny or not, is by its tongue. And maybe if there was more of a lighter blue on both of them, it'd be more obvious to tell the difference. And with games like Scarlet and Violet, you can kind of compare them to each other while you're hunting, so that makes it a little bit easy, but not like super easy, right? So I wonder if they went for lighter blue all over, it'd be easier. Instead of how difficult it is. I definitely have hunted for Gengar in Scarlet and Violet, so that was easy to tell when you're like doing a horde encounter instead of just randomly running into it. And then I thought I didn't have a shiny Hydreigon, but I did, so I hunted for a shiny Hydreigon, even though I didn't need it, and then they finally let us redeem shiny Chien on August 22nd. Mine is level 75 at the time we met, adamant and capable of taking hits. I really like how my drawing of shiny Chien came out. It took some time trying to get the markings on his little knife teeth to look right. But I really like how it turned out. I think it looks like it. And yeah, I don't have any complaints about my drawing, and I don't have any complaints about making Chien more of like a leopard instead of a snow leopard, you know? And then after I wanted to do some Halloween hunts, I decided I wanted to complete the Pokedex for Scarlet. So it didn't take too long to do. But I'll get more into that in the next video, because I feel like I spent more time trying to complete the Pokedex in that one compared to this, and then I had random encounters, so that's going to be fun to talk about in the next one.